Science!
Welcome everybody to something that we don't have a name for. This is Willie Dills, joined by Lane the Main, and we are going to do some Magic the Gathering arena specific. The online client, the new online client that's super sweet, that's not MTGO, it's MTGA. We're going to do some deck techs. And so right now, currently in Magic the Gathering Arena, you basically are just playing standard decks. We did just have the War of the Spark expansion. So there's a lot of cool new stuff out there. So we're going to try to highlight decks that are good, but also decks that are fun and interesting. I'm sure at some point we'll cover mono red, but let's not start there. Let's start with Esper Midrange. What's going on, Lane? How you doing?
Doing well, and I like what you said about mono red too. It's the problem with mono red is it doesn't show you the depth that is Magic. Like,
Sure.
Magic has made it so long because of the depth and the different mechanics and everything it does, but it's cheap, and that's why people play
and it works, and also there is depth to it, even though it's not the depth that we're
It's like
kind of
the
talking
McDonald's.
About. The
you
depth,
get some nutritional
Sure.
value, but not more if you got something like
I
really
find
good,
the
but it's
depth in
cheap
mono red play to be the balance between, like, how much burn can I spend on your face and how much burn can I spend on your minions, right? Like, it's like finding that little spot. Although once they got that stupid card where you can deal 4 damage or draw 3 cards, you know what I'm talking about?
risk factor.
Yeah, once they got that card, mono red changed quite a bit, because now it's like, oh, they can actually draw cards.
Well, experimental
crazy.
frenzy as well
That's
because
true,
of that.
Yeah.
But with this deck, though, I like the depth it has. It does something this color combination doesn't usually do, and that's attack. And that's what I like about this deck.
That's what drew me to this deck. So we're talking about Esper Midrange today. That's what drew me to this deck. Well, first of all, what drew me to this deck was it's a deck that I get to play Thief of Sanity in, which is like one of my favorite friggin' Magic cards.
I think it's the best card in Standard right now, and I would like to say, like, because you, Willie Dills, are normally a Hearthstone person.
Yes, that's where
so
I come from.
Esper is the color combination of white, blue, black, and the whole color wheel of Magic is white, blue, black, red, green, and then a mixture of those colors. So Esper is just the white, blue, black colors focused.
Yes. So yeah, like when you name a deck Esper, you know it's white, blue, black. Now, what does it do? Most of the time in my history of Magic, I've been playing Esper Control, which was all about Teferi and being annoying. This deck does play Teferi still, but instead of being about, in fact, it plays double Teferi. But in fact, instead of just being like, okay, I kill all your stuff, I never let you hit my face, and then at some point my Teferi starts murdering all of your permanents, this deck actually does hit you in the face. This deck plays minions and sends those minions upstairs. So let's go ahead and talk about the deck card for card here. The first card that we're going to start with is the only white only card, the only mono white card in the entire deck. Talk about Hero of Precinct 1. 2 mana 2/2 for 1 and a white. Whenever you cast a multicolored spell, create a 1/1 white human creature token. Now, basically every other card in this deck procs the Hero of Precinct 1.
Yeah,
so
because like you said, with the traditional Esper control decks, they needed something that usually they could get around, like the other Esper control decks, the other control decks. And this is on turn 2. They're usually not doing anything. On the main ones, usually searched for Escanta, the mono blue enchantment. But this just makes it that they can put it on turn 2 and just wait. And they can attack, they can protect their guy, and just the rest of the deck just is going to be multicolored anyway.
Sure.
So might as well have an advantage.
Everything just feeds into this card. I've also found this card really good against the aggro decks because you play it on 2, and then on 3 you're doing something. But generally, like, then you're just pumping out blockers, like chump blockers, for the rest of the game. Like, while you're just kind of doing what the deck does, right? So we're running 4 copies of that. 1 copy of Dovin's Veto, only 1. It's just kind of in there to, like, fill out the deck and make it 60 cards. Like, it does work. It's good. More than 1 copy probably is unnecessary, though. And also because it's very specific, you can't counter creature spells. It's only non-creature spells. But I will say right now, because War of the Spark, there's a lot of planeswalkers, and you counter those for 2 mana. So
the deck I made to Mythic with has 0 creatures in the main, or no, has 4 creatures, 20 planeswalkers.
Yeah. Okay.
So this card, like
this card will do. Yeah, we'll deal with that.
Yeah.
Then we've also got Thought Erasure, which is a blue and a black. 2 mana. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it. That player discards that card. Then you surveil one, meaning that you get to look at the top card of your library, decide if you want to keep it there or throw it into the graveyard. So very powerful card. Allows you to deal with control decks, or just make a 1/1 with Hero Precinct 1 and get rid of a powerful card from your opponent, and then also surveilling on top of that.
Yeah, and if they kept like a shaky hand, something that's not great, and you take the best card from it, they can just stumble them. They can just
a lot of times I actually just take like their next card on curve, right? So they end up missing a turn. Like sometimes, you'll see like oh my god, they have a really good 6-cost card. I should get rid of that, right? It's a bomb. And you're like, but wait, I could just take away their turn 3. And then they don't get to do anything next turn. So I do that.
Cards like this are very powerful.
Yeah, for sure.
And it also gives you card advantage by looking at the next one.
That's true. Yeah, and you get to, and also surveilling in this deck, as you'll find, sometimes you want to put things into the graveyard. We'll get to that in a second. Yeah. We got Tyrant Scorn. It's a 2-mana choose one. Destroy target creature with converted mana cost 3 or less, or return target creature to its owner's hand. So it's a blue-black. It's just a good way to deal with, 3-cost creatures, or bounce giant things you can't deal with, and give yourself a little bit of time, right? So
or not just time, or getting around with Hero Precinct 1, since you're making a bunch of little guys.
Yep.
If you want to bounce a thing just for a turn because you have so many to get that damage in, it really saves the day sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's just cheap. It's like a tempo card basically.
Absolutely.
Then we've got our 2 of right here, Deputy of Detention. This is an interesting card. It's 1, a white, and a blue. The 1/3 creature, Vidalcan Wizard. When Deputy of Detention enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent an opponent controls, and all other non-land permanents that player controls with the same name as that permanent until Deputy of Detention leaves the battlefield. So, this card is really good for bouncing a crap ton of tokens, bouncing like just a really good card that has there's things that have indestructible. There's like things that you just can't deal with Tyrant Scorn. There's things that
planeswalkers, there's enchantments, there's just things you want to grab sometimes,
and you just get rid of them, and you put a 1/3 into play. So this is really good against aggro decks. I also found it really good against there's the deck that plays the God Eternal guy that just
Kefnet.
Yeah. That just sucks. It just keeps coming back over and over again. Like another way to deal with these things. So, while putting a body into play. So it's real good. Then we've got Teferi Time Raveler. This is a Planeswalker. This is one of the new cards. 1, a white, and a blue. Each opponent can cast spells only anytime they can cast a sorcery. So, turn off instants. Yay.
Counter spells. Done.
That's good. Yeah, exactly. I make sure that I can play my stuff and you can't. It's got a +1 ability. By the way, it comes into play with 4 loyalty. +1 is until your next turn, you may cast sorcery spells as though they had flash. Now, I don't have a crap ton of those.
You do with Thought Eraser. So what it does...
Oh, that's true. Thought Eraser I can do.
Before their main phase, after they drew their card, you can flash in your Thought Eraser to see what they drew for turn.
That's true. That's interesting. I haven't actually made that play yet, but maybe we'll do that in one of these games. But I find it more useful just for the basic ability it has, and then the -3, which is return up to 1 target artifact, creature, or enchantment to its owner's hand and draw a card. You can do this instantly when you play it, by the way.
80% of the time, that's what you're using it for.
Like I basically play this for 3 mana, and then I bounce something back to your hand, and I draw a card. And I do all that for 3 mana. Like that's pretty sick, right?
And then where it goes to 1, they feel like they have to attack it.
Yeah.
Which that means... Because I always called planeswalkers, they're basically almost life gain. They're taking away the attention from you for them to be attacked. So they're absorbing that damage.
And for only 3 mana, like that's a pretty good deal, right? To be able to do all that and then absorb an attack. Yeah. Then we've got Mortify, which is 1, a white, and a black. Destroy target creature or enchantment. Pretty self-explanatory. Remove stuff.
A lot of enchantments right now.
Yeah,
there's a lot going around, but also just destroying a creature for this mana.
Yep.
Fantastic.
All right, now The Thief of Sanity, my favorite card in the deck. 1, a blue, and a black. This came out in...
This is Rivals of Ixalan.
Ixalan, that's right. All right, so it's a flyer, a 2/2 flyer. Whenever Thief of Sanity deals combat damage to a player, that's important, look at the top 3 cards of that player's library, exile one of them face down, then put the rest into their graveyard. So face down is also important. They don't know what card you got. You may look at and cast that card for as long as it remains exiled, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any type to cast that spell. So basically, I look at the top 3 cards of your library, I take one for myself. The other 2 I throw in your graveyard, so I can like get rid of. Not only am I taking a card, but I'm also getting rid of potentially powerful things that you would have drawn in the next 3 turns. Now I also get to cast these powerful things myself, and I got a 2/2 flyer that's punching you in the face.
And you still get the card. You still have the card,
even if Thief of Sanity
dies,
right?
Yeah, and that's a big thing. And this has really showed the power level of this card because it's made huge splashes in other older formats where usually cards like this aren't being played. And this card could be argued the best card of all of Standard right now.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's my favorite card.
Because you can win the game off of it.
It's really the thing that drew me to this deck. I was like, oh, there's a deck that plays this card? For real? Okay. I think there's also Dimir Control plays this card. Is that right?
I played Dimir Control. I was a little tipsy. I had a bunch of mimosas. Played 4 of this card. It won me the tournament. Got me a box.
All right. So, now we've got for 4 mana, we've moved into our 4 drops. We've got 2, a white and a black, Seraph of the Scales, 3 of these. It's a 4/3 flyer, an angel. And it also has a couple of activated abilities. For 1 white, you can give it Vigilance. For 1 black, you can give it Death Touch. It also has Afterlife too, meaning when it dies, it drops a couple of tokens. They are flying tokens, by the way. That's sweet.
Right now, Lava Coil has kind of seen the way out because Lava Coil won a red.
Oh, yeah, Lava Coil wouldn't give you the Aftermath, right? So
you wouldn't, but they're switching back to Lightning Strike and Shock because of the Planeswalkers.
Yeah.
To have that additional shock to get rid of your little Teferi like we talked about. Yeah. But that means for this card, it's kind of because of...
Yeah, Lightning Shock or Lightning Strike it all you want, buddy. That's fine by me.
And then you get 2 Afterlife, and then they race the card. But with Lava Coil on the way out, this card really has a good place right now.
And now here's one of the other reasons why this... Like, I don't mind if this gets lightning striked. Sorin, Vengeful Bloodlord. This card solos games. This is a Planeswalker for 2, a white and a black. It's, like, just permanent ability is, as long as it's your turn, creatures and Planeswalkers you control have lifelink. That's important. Life gain is actually really strong right now. Because there are plenty of those mono red decks trying to burn you out. Now, it starts with 4 loyalty, but if I +2 it... I can deal 1 damage to a target player or Planeswalker. Oops, hold on. Lost it for a second. Did I lose Lane? I lost Lane. Lane's frozen up. Oh, he's back.
I'm back.
All right.
I don't know what happened.
We're talking about Sorin.
He's good. He beats mono red.
He solos decks, I was saying. So for +2, you deal 1 damage to a target player or Planeswalker. So you can clean up Planeswalkers that have gone down to 1 loyalty, or you can just deal 1 damage to the face and gain 1 health. And you're +2ing him, not like +1ing, so he goes up pretty fast. I mean, this guy I've gotten up to like 10, 12.
I saw it be at 20 today.
Really? Yeah, and then it's just like it'll never die.
Yeah, he's really good.
And then for -X, that's important to know, I can return target creature card with converted mana cost X from my graveyard to the battlefield. The creature is a vampire in addition to its other types. So basically, you kill my Thief of Sanity, or my Seraph of the Scales,
or Deputy of Detention,
or my Hero of Precinct 1, or Deputy of Detention, and I'm like, cool, man, so that's dead. But guess what? I can just cast it from my graveyard with Sorin. And that means also, like, I can play this as a Seraph of the Scales, essentially. If, like, you kill it, I can just play it, just be like, okay, cool. For -4, I kill my own Sorin, but I get my Seraph of the Scales back on the board, right?
It's really good.
It's crazy how good
Sorin's one of the reasons that this deck made a resurgence.
Yeah, it's crazy how good that card is. Then we've got Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. There's only 2 of these, but for 3, a white and a blue. Fairy Hero of Dominaria is just an insane planeswalker. +1, draw a card. Beginning of next end step, untap 2 lands, which means I can untap and Dovin's Veto.
Yep.
or
That's what
Tyrant
happens
Scorn, you know? I can literally untap 2 mana that then gives me like 2 cost instants that I have a bunch of. For -3, I can put a target non-land permanent into its owner's library third from the top, which is bouncing with a twist. It's like bouncing where you don't just get to replay it. And I don't find myself getting to -8 very often in this deck. But if I were to, whenever I draw a card, I get to exile target permanent and opponent controls, which is straight up just like win the game.
The game's over.
Yeah.
That happens. The game's over.
Yeah. It doesn't often happen in this deck. That's an Esper control type.
Yeah, because you don't have a controller. Like, you're not trying to, like, with the Esper control deck, that's basically how you win the game.
Yeah, exactly. That's the win condition. I mostly use this in the deck just to do the +1, which draws me a card and untaps 2 lands, which is just really freaking good, and then they have to deal with it, right? So usually that's kind of what ends up happening. Now the top end of our curve is Enter the God Eternals. 2 mana, 2 blue, 1 black. Deal 4 damage to target creature. You gain life equal to the damage dealt this way. Target player puts the top 4 cards of their library into the graveyard, which oftentimes I target myself. Because I just want to put cards into my graveyard. That way I can soaring them back out on the battlefield. And then amass 4. Make a 4/4. Or if I have a 4/4 already, turn it into an 8/8. Yeah, that's good. Pretty solid. You don't need a lot of these, but they've definitely come in handy. They've saved my ass against mono red decks several times. Then here's our mana base: 1 Swamp, 4 Glacial Forest, 4 Hollow Fountain, 4 Godless Shrine, 4 Isolated Chapter, 4 Drowned Catacomb, 4 Watery Grave. You notice we only have 1 basic land in the entire deck. Which, well, whatever. We don't need more than that. Oh, he's back again. Escape things. Now, one of the things that I will say about this deck before we jump into a game, there's a lot of these potentially tapped islands or tapped lands. So you have to play your lands in the correct order.
Which also makes this deck a lot if you want to use your wild cards. Hopefully you have a lot of these cards just from incremental packs, from drafts, from different things. But that your mana base alone, 8, 12, 16, is 24 rares with 1 swamp.
Yeah.
So that's where a lot of your wild cards will go.
This is where a lot of the cost comes. By the way, if you were to buy this deck in Paper Magic, I think you're looking at about $400 something, or maybe 500 almost.
Teferis are 6.
It's pretty expensive. I looked it up. It's pretty expensive. Oh, we lost lane again. We did. I did stuff I didn't mean to. Ooh. This is like the same hand we had in the last game. All right, Goopy Toots. Coming for you, buddy. Okay, I want the black. So now we want the blue. We can thought erasure. Erase your thoughts. Ooh, it's this guy. Get rid of that. Obviously. Ooh, I want that. Goodbye, Nicol Bolas. You've got to go. You got thought erasure me. I'm guessing get rid of my Thief of Sanity, maybe? Yep. You know what's beautiful about that, though? Sorin brings it back. We're thought erasing again, so we can come into play tapped this turn. Let's get rid of more shit. Get rid of the lava coil, I guess. Actually, no, we want the ionize gone. Probably don't want this card right now. Okay. We got a Mortify. Got this. We got rid of the I, so he can't counter this, right? We'll play this.
Through feud or feast,
Gonna plus it for now.
Vampirism is a useful trait.
And then next time we're gonna minus it and bring back our thief.
Here.
What does Angrath do?
If you want it,
Oh, it
fight
amasses.
for it.
It amasses. Alright, this will be tipped. We know he's got the lava coil. If I -3 this, I go to 3. I probably need to mortify. I think I can just do this and make it so he can only do one more of these things. I'm not going to mortify that. We got the Dovin's Veto up. Actually, yeah, we could have minused it and then Dovin's vetoed the lava coil, right? That probably would have been better. You know, this deck might be better to play in best of 3s. To be honest. To be fair. To be real.
Come on.
It's a 4/4 now. Now I mortify it. Okay. Time to bring back that thief. Viva sanity!
Embrace the bloodlust.
You're gonna lava coil this, aren't you? Ain't you now? I think I'd rather keep my Planeswalker than my Thief. Yep. That resolves. Oh. Get rid of your last card. Surveil one. Keep that on top. Oh my god. I thought I raised 2 Nicol Bolas in this game. You get no Dragon Gods, you son of a bitch.
I abhor my need for blood.
Oh my god. Alright. We're going to combat. Let's find another Nicol Bolas. Ooh, okay. Alright, well, this Bedevil is ours. Oh shit, I didn't realize that that would jumpstart. Oh wow. That's a thing I should have thought about. It goes into the graveyard and it's got jumpstart. Wait. Do I have any creatures in here? No. I should have taken that. I should have taken that.
Drink.
That actually made that made a lot of sense because Bedevil would just go to the graveyard anyway. I could have prevented him from. Oh, okay, we've made a mistake, ladies and gentlemen. Mistakes were made. I looked and I saw removal and I said, "Let me have it." Okay. That being said, still swinging in. Hmm. 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 Sure.
Vampirism is a useful
Get
trait.
ya. Just get you. Oh, it's Lane.
Did we win yet?
No, but we're doing it. We've thought erased 2 nickel boluses. So that was cool.
Oh, well, that was more fun than calling your internet company and yelling at them for a second.
Yeah.
You got a bedevil?
I got a bedevil. Well, I thought I Thief of Sanity did. All right. As soon as your camera turns on, I'm going to turn you back on.
Oh, I'm good. Yeah, I was just waiting. And poof, I'm back.
Whee! All right.
Hopefully we're good.
Hey! All right. But your blanket now is coming way over the top.
Ah!
That's all
My
right.
blanket.
That's all right. Pass to attackers. Pass into combat. Yeah, do just push it up a little bit.
We made it through the whole podcast. Not a problem.
Hey! Oh. Zoom out 1 step. There we go. Zoom out 1. Okay, you're perfect. Now you're perfect.
Oh, thank you.
Right, I'm gonna bedevil this bitch right here.
Do it.
Let's bring back a Thief of Sanity. What do you say?
Absolutely. Win this. And this is how the game gets won. Is like if they don't have like a.
By the way, I can also bring this back anytime I want to exile something.
I demand.
You know what Thief of Sanity reminds me of? Vicious Fledgling.
Yeah, like if it doesn't die, it wins.
Well, yeah, because you're getting. I remember. I forget who it was that said like, you're already wanting to attack. Like attacking is what creatures do.
But now you want to attack face specifically.
Yeah, and and it gives you extra stuff.
Way,
to something you already want to do.
This is a small thing, but something we should probably talk about on this show is little magic strats. Like, I have a land in my hand. Shouldn't I just play it?
No.
So yeah. Why shouldn't we play it, Lane?
Because if they have something that looks at your hand, or you draw a good card and they make you discard something.
Well, actually, I know for certain that his deck runs Nicol Bolas, which makes you discard something from your hand or discard a permanent in play. I would much rather discard this than a permanent in play, right? Not only that, but if I were to play that land this turn, right, I would go from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to 9. I would have 9 mana this turn.
You will never need that much.
The hell am I going to need 9 mana for?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Your mana curve's at 5.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and Thief of Sanity attack first before I do anything else. What do you think?
Sounds good to me.
All right. And keeping this back makes him think, oh, he might have a card that matters. I want a God Eternal Kefnet.
Yes.
I mean, this is cool. It kills something, but this is just a thing in play.
If he gets rid of it, it shuffles into his deck, but then by that time already
It shuffles in 3 down from the top because it shovels into the owner's library. Yeah. But I also don't give a shit because I'm just going to play
Absolutely.
it. Do I just play all my shit? Do you think he runs... I'm just going to plus this right now.
You don't want to bring back another thief?
Actually, that's a good point. Let's bring back another thief. We're at plus 10, right?
Yeah. Yeah, bring back. You can bring back another thief, hero, and captain.
And so, well, does his deck run any wrath effects? Are there any wrath effects in the fucking game right now?
There are in
there's
white.
There's like -2 to everything, right?
And then there's Kaya's Wrath. That's white, black. Red black has widespread brutality, but it's like 2 to all for 4. It's like a mass board wipe, like how big they're
Like
a
what
mass.
just happened?
Yeah.
That's
Like what
hilarious.
just
We're
That's
like, hey, are there any wrath effects? Yes, my opponent's about to do one right now.
well, at least you have the like a 4 or 5.
I still have this. Also, I still have Soren that can bring back all of my thieves.
Yeah.
All right. This was a good game, by the way, to put into the video. I was concerned we weren't going to get one. We got one. So mark it down. But now let's get one where you're in the call the entire time.
I hope we can get that.
All right. Let's do one best of 3 so we can discuss.
Oh, love. That's all I do. So I made it. They tell you if you want to rank up, go best of 1 because it's the same ranking system. But I go best of 3 all the way, baby.
Yeah? Okay.
Bronze
we're going to do one
of
best
3.
of 3 so we can discuss our sideboard. And we're going to call it.
Okay, so if you don't know what a sideboard is either, it's basically because we were doing a match best of 2 out of 3, and it's cards that we can bring in that are good against other decks in between those games. So usually stuff that, like with mono red, we have stuff that we could brought in, take in more of our top end. Another
Essentially what we can do is at the end of the first game, we can decide what cards we want in this matchup. Okay, this hand seems solid.
Yeah, and like it's a curve again. Like
Exactly.
you have a.
You know what's so funny is our curve is we're a mid-range deck where our curve sometimes involves 0 creatures. Very interesting. All right, we're going with the Godless Shrine first.
Yeah, and not seeing one mountain on turn 1 makes me feel good.
Yeah, Timber Gorge. All right, so what is the red-green going on these days?
So, never mind. I was gonna say, but they don't play that most of the time.
So he is ramping into big things, I'm guessing. What low drop control do you have for early creatures? None, dude.
We have
None,
Hero
brah.
Precinct 1.
You don't need that. You don't need every deck to do everything. My deck does my thing.
Hero Precinct 1 to put out those tokens later on, but it is just an early body. More than likely, this guy. Oh gosh. Let's see. Let me just know for sure.
Okay. Yep. Big stuff.
This guy. I would just take the big thing. This is.
Let's just get rid of the big thing.
This is more than likely just an early deck.
We have plenty of mana, right? So.
Yeah.
Throw this back. Yeah, no, it's my early game control is thought erasure.
Yeah.
That's what I do to control your early game is I just kill yours. I just make it so you don't get to play it. All right.
Okay.
So, we do want 3 mana because we want to play this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, do we want to just bounce this thrashing?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So do you know what the card, what is it? Time walk or like any time warp effects, do you know what that means?
Like take extra turns?
You're basically you're taking an extra turn here.
Sorry,
because you're making him do the same thing he did last time.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Here we go.
Because he's taking the same turn to replay more than likely the same card, you're taking an extra turn as well.
And so I'm planning to go curve Seraph of the Scales into Soren, bring back Seraph after he bombards it, right?
Absolutely.
Artifact or enchantment. Do I run those?
No.
I don't run any of those.
Not a
I
one.
don't give a shit about that.
At all. Usually this card's just very good against mono red. Big early body, 3/4. But usually, and there's some like incidental. Yep. So cast just to attack the Teferi. Sounds good.
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and isolated Chapel and Soren.
Seraph. Remember we talked about Seraph and Soren?
Oh, sorry, Seraph. Yeah.
So get rid of the bombard and then, unless he plays like a plummet or something here. Wow, I think this is the most people you've had watching during Magic.
12. Yeah. No, I know it's funny. A lot of people don't watch the Magic. They like the Hearthstone.
There's the 4. Well, who would have thought the thing that you've built up for years is the thing people like the most?
Well, true. With that being said, Magic has been built up for 25 years.
I remember Garrett said on the Angry Chicken one time that it is the nirvana of like how some games like Magic are just going to be around. This game's over. This.
Well, I want to just do that. I want to do that, right?
Yeah, if you just do it on Brontodon, like you're dealing 4 damage, making a 4/4, gaining 4 life.
Solid. I want to target myself here.
Yeah, because you have Soren in hand.
Put stuff in my graveyard for Soren.
Sounds good to me, man. And you got a thief there too.
Heyo. These are going in.
Faces the place. Oh, hey, someone in the chat has a free draft for you from their pre-release.
Stanley Polo. Hell yeah, bro. I'll take that. What is that?
Whenever it attacks, it can look at the top of each deck and play it for free.
Whoa.
Card's fun.
Seems good. Oh, I can mortify it.
I was going to say. Or you could just mortify it and attack with the team.
I should probably mortify that. What do you think? All right.
Basically, what you're doing is what we talk about, like what you guys talk about in Hearthstone is like, you're playing a really top tier deck in early levels. Like, and that's the fun of it as well. But the last couple decks you played against were top tier too.
I mean, this is, like basically I'm in like rank 16 right now. If you're thinking of Hearthstone, right?
Yeah, I would say this is 16. Like, you could still, you're mostly seeing meta, but every now and then you can see like a free to play.
Sure.
Oh my gosh, this is just
what?
This is just
what,
brutal.
dude? What are you talking about?
This is just
this is how every game is supposed to go with this deck. I'm gonna -3 it.
You want to get back Thief?
Yeah, I want to.
Yeah, he has no cards in hand.
Should I just attack? I can kill.
I would attack out. Yeah, you still have. Oh, you didn't.
Whoops! I meant to click all.
Yeah, he'll just block with both, and then you can kill the 3/3, and then his 1/3 will live.
Okay. All right.
Because with Magic, you get to divide the damage. I don't know if you can in others. Yeah. Yep,
So
and that's
put it on that first.
Yep.
So I traded a 4/4 for a 3/3, but whatever. Whatever. Hey, little like. See, look, now I've kept back my spirits to block my Soren.
Ow, you accidentally, or you can just block with, just block with.
Or you can block with a thing that doesn't die.
Oh gosh, this is just.
Huh? Did I do that?
Oh.
Well, first I'm gonna plus
The
then I'm gonna attack this.
This is just brutal. I love it.
Aw, boo. I don't even get it.
What you could have done, which is so funny, is you could have Teferi'd, tucked his Druid of the Cow, attack with Thief, take his Druid, and cast it.
Oh my god, you're right.
That would have been hilarious.
Well, I've actually done that play a few times. The Teferi tuck something and then steal it with Thief. Yeah.
Yeah, you could do that with the gods too. Like if you want to kill a god, then thief it.
Oh yeah, no, the God Eternal. I killed it and then I thiefed it and then played it. It was.
That's all the gods have that ability for the tuck ability.
All right.
This is what I do. I don't know if I've ever said this during the cast or while I stream. I hold magic cards while I under the table. Like my hands have to be doing something.
Yeah.
I know other streamers that do that too. It's like their hands have to be doing something.
Well, I know that Kibler does that.
Well, they'll test out sleeves. Like sleeve companies will be like, "Hey, can you test out my sleeve when you do that?" Absolutely. What is he attacking here? Oh, sure.
Bring back my Thief.
Yeah, because you have 2 backup Sorens. I wouldn't even deputy here, like if he has like another big dino or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like a fidget spinner, fidget ring. Yeah, I know people like that's. But also, when I do this, it helps me. This is how I learned to shuffle magic cards. like just holding it and just while in my hand, just like moving them
I
around.
like a tyrant scoring it.
Yeah. Just kick your mollies down, I guess. Cobra Kai, no mercy.
My heart is hollow with
Just getting this
scorn
guy.
for you.
Just fucking getting him, bro.
What a
He's dead.
Super dead.
The bad part about our sideboard is like no cards are meant to be brought in against this guy. It's just like they're accident. Like
Our regular deck will just continue to destroy him.
and the game's over. How much mana does this man have? 9? That's probably half the cards in there, half in his
That
deck.
guy's got so much mana.
Dude,
Dragon Shield sleeves, huh?
I've been playing with Dragon Shields for 10 years.
Now let's put in some sideboard just because he plays big ass creatures. Vraska's Contempt is good against him, right?
Stanley Polo, follow me on Twitch at Lane the Main. You'll like my magic talk. Oh yeah, I feel like it's Contempt here. What do you think? Then we'll go.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Contempt. I could take out the veto probably,
Absolutely.
and whoops, maybe a D-Spark.
Maybe.
Well, nah, because I'm not gonna let those things happen.
Yeah, I feel like your Contempt or your
And
Mortifies.
then Tyrant Scorn isn't as good.
I feel like Liliana is really good here.
Yeah, that's true. Go on both of them.
Oh yeah, Zixa, you are such a smart guy.
Yeah, type your channel, bro. Let's see. Enter the God Eternals is not necessary, probably, if we're doing this.
I feel like our deck isn't necessary against this guy. Like we are just throttling him. Boom, bam.
But I gotta take something out.
Let's see what to take out here. You can take out Teferi since you put in Liliana. Like they close to this deck will do the same thing.
You talking about this one?
Yeah.
Teferi? Yeah, this Teferi didn't really seem to be doing anything. Hi, Iggy.
Oh
yeah,
gosh,
I'm
I
holding
thought.
magic cards too, by the way.
Oh my gosh.
Iggy's like, what do you got in your hand there? It's magic cards, bro. It's a Dromoka's command.
Ooh, what a good one. I feel like one of the early
Oh! Too late. I have a
that's fine.
61 card deck.
Hey, happens. I forgot to tell you, I set up my stream deck tonight. It is the most amazing thing in the world.
What are you streaming?
No, just stream deck. Like I put up my stream.
You got a stream deck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those are sweet.
Oh,
I'm mulliganing a hand for the first time in a long time.
If you had one more land,
I know.
I
would
may
keep the
have said
shit
like,
out of
let's
this.
just go. Yeah.
Apparently, I'm going first. My opponent decided to go second.
Okay, so this is another really good lesson we can learn here. 99.9% of the time, you always want to go first. Hand's great. Hopefully he doesn't play a lot of creatures, but we could hopefully get there.
We don't want.
Yeah, we don't need that right now. You mostly want to go first. Like this guy, in my opinion, he may know his deck more than me, has no reason to go second. Because a lot of standard depends on you going first.
Well, yeah, why would you ever... Okay, is there a deck that wants to go second in Magic?
In standard, no.
Because in Hearthstone there is, because you get a coin. So, like, you get a coin and an extra card, right? So, like, the Mage deck, the current Mage deck that plays, like, the Giants and stuff, they do actually want to go second.
Just Drown Catacomb here. Into
Precinct?
Yeah. Yeah, like this, there's no reason. I don't know.
Landless Dredge. Okay.
Yeah, like that's a legacy. That's like there's Landless Dredge. I sometimes do it with.
Did we see this card last game? We didn't, did we?
Nope. And that's why we're just gonna fly on over it with a Kakala, Thief of Sanity. Yeah, Stanley Polo. I do it with Modern Eldrazi with like the Gemstone Caverns to trick, because if Dills, it's a land that if you get to go second, it goes automatically into play on turn 0. So on turn 1 you get 2. It's basically like
shouldn't have even attacked there, huh? Because he made his 1/1 a 3/3.
I think he's gonna hold back and block anyway. Which,
like, I guess the reason to attack is like I don't want him to buff that card and then get multiple 3/3s.
I plugged my stream and got 5 followers.
Sweet.
What a night.
Killed my thief.
Oh, with a lightning strike. More than likely, this little dino is gonna eat a Enter the God Eternals. He's just gonna nom it down.
Sure. Or we can mortify.
Oh yeah, that good too. Yeah, that's great.
Let's do it. This will come
And you get a token. The only thing is, I may have waited till his turn to mortify since it was an instant, just in case
I
there's
get to
nothing.
deal 3 damage now.
Well, I'm saying like, it was tapped out. He attacked with the dino.
Oh, that's true. It was tapped out. Yeah.
So if we needed something to veto, he doesn't have double green for like Vivian or something.
Point.
Yeah,
Good point.
this is fine. And then we don't have the land here.
Spot eraser.
Yep, and then hopefully we can surveil a land on top.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh! Take it! We can't beat that card.
This is fine.
I would graveyard it just because we want to land for Enter the
land.
It. Other than just bouncing the thing, but if we just get rid of this off the board and we know what his hand is, then yeah, Domri too. I think this one is the red-white one's actually really good with like Aurelia and Feather. I think it's okay. But what I tell people is just like build mono red as soon as possible.
We got there.
We got there. This target for the mill.
I want to mill him.
Yeah, that's fine. No, they are competitive by any means, but mono red and blue, mono blue, less rares.
Yes.
Yeah, you probably could have cast that too.
Mill that.
Yeah.
Mill that.
There's a good Galta deck. You can attack with just your tokens here, get in 2 damage, eats 1.
All 3 of these.
But next turn you're swinging with a 4/4.
I'd like to deal 2 damage at the cost of a 1/1.
He's just drawn off the top, but if he like draws a Karnsteiner off the top,
well, yeah, because we don't have this. Well,
it's only non-creatures.
That's true. I can't counter any creatures anyway. Okay, top deck the Brontodon.
Well, whenever it attacks. Okay.
I can bounce it.
We can most definitely bounce it. Oh, you want to bounce it now? Okay, cool. That's fine.
Yeah, I want to bounce it right fucking now.
That's absolutely
because
fine.
I want to swing with my 4/4.
Oh, you're new to Magic, man. It's extremely fun. I've been playing Magic for a long time, but this is what I'm going to say too. Don't like hinder yourself to other card games. Like you and I could both say that, Dills. Like some people are like, I play just Hearthstone. They feel like it's like a gang.
Yeah.
Like I can only play this one thing. Let yourself out there. Learn something.
Like just play card games, man. Card games are sweet. I feel like this Brontodon is happening again.
Yep. And then this has given us time too to draw like a removal or like one of our Teferis.
Oh, a Teferi would be sweet.
Yeah, either one. The tiny one to bounce it back or the big one. Oh, we left out the big one. This is where Liliana.
Oh, we took it out. Liliana would be sweet.
Yeah, Liliana. See, this
Vraska's
is where like the
Contempt
times,
would be sweet.
Morta 5, Vraska's Contempt. Like we have a couple of cards off the deck. That's not one.
That's not one that we want.
Yeah, I know because a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players like win their area. Like when people get older, like
if he wants to swing with this, then we'll be able to attack. So
he'll be attacking for 10, 11, 12. 13. He'll be attacking for 14.
Well, then I'll be attacking for 9.
Yeah, I agree with that, Stanley. Yeah, I think that it is like the world tree that most card games like it's because where it's the one that's been around the longest, they have to get some of their inspiration for somewhere. And I think this is the crazy thing about Magic is they've pumped out new mechanics and cards like that people like for ever.
It's insane that they've been able to do it for this goddamn long.
Like, I think Hearthstone's
Take
getting
14.
like... Yeah, that's fine. Well, is he dead?
If he doesn't have something.
And if we just get a removal for the
And
thing...
I mean, if he does have something, I don't veto it, right?
Yeah!
Yeah, he's dead. This man died.
He did way better than the first game.
No, he did. He actually played a 14-14 this game. Well, he played a 7-7 and then turned it into a 14.
I think this is one game. Oh, yeah, if he has a fog, yeah, the game would be over. We would lose. Oh, well, he may start now.
He's not dead.
3. We're dead if we don't draw something. That thing has trample, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're dead. Because, wait, we
This
play that.
has death touch.
Well, the trample damage goes over it still.
Yeah.
So we have 5. If we throw everything in front of it, we live.
But then it lives.
No, we'll kill it. Because you'll give it death touch.
Oh, that's true. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's right.
Oh, this card too, the card he's attacked or that he has, is not. They didn't put it in packs. You had to buy like a starter kit or what was it called? Like a game night. Stanley Polo, if you know the thing they made, was it game nights? Basically, they made like 5 entry things that you could also get on arena like this. Yep. And then we throw all the blockers in front. Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. That's the blockers. So
You gotta throw
11,
everything in front of it. Yeah.
12, 13. Oh, sorry. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. We're taking
Sounds
4.
good. Better than dead, and we'll have
taking
2
4.
flyers.
But we're resetting the board. We're going to 1.
So, Simba, there's no friends list, but you can challenge your friends. So, in the client, they have, if I have an ID and you have an ID, if we put them in, we can challenge each other, but they don't have a friends list yet because even though this game acts like it's not in beta, it's still in beta. Yep. And then you can pass the to damage.
Oops.
Oh my gosh.
Oh!
Oh! Did we miss math?
What?
Oh, did you count the Seraph of the Scales as power?
Oh, I did.
Because I think I did this.
Yeah.
That's fine.
All right.
If you want to bring in your Vraska's Contempts, since we know kind of more what he has.
Actually, I didn't change the deck at all because I didn't say done, right?
Oh, yeah. You're right.
I think I do want this card.
Oh, now that we know what he's doing.
Yeah, he has lots of those big ass things.
Yeah, man, it's a really good beta. They gotta. It's good for what they're doing. We can do Liliana's, or this is fine.
I think this is fine. I just don't know what I take. I guess I'm taking these out.
No, I think we need top end. Like we need a good finisher.
What are we taking out? We gotta take something out quick.
Tyrant Scorn.
Oh yeah.
And then at least let's
Yeah,
like one of
we
them.
didn't click done last time, so it didn't change anything.
Okay.
We were playing with the exact same deck.
Yeah, I think Tyrant Scorn, like, it gets rid of the beginning stuff, but that's not the stuff we're really worried about. We're worried about the late game big stuff. Looks great to me.
Wow, we're gonna kill all this stuff.
That's exactly like, and that's why like Hero is so good because you can just put it out onto. Yep.
So we want more black.
No, this one doesn't have one of the early Kayas. This is one of the iterations, but I have been running into Kaya 3-drop. Yep, land attack pass.
Play some shit, bro.
He just needs to play any. Yeah, what?
I'm gonna kill anything he plays. I'm killing that.
Yeah, you're like anything he plays. Yeah, I think this is another one of the lists where the I've seen the Esper ones that run more oaths and more like the Kayas, but that's like there's like an Esper super friends running around. There's actually a lot. There's a Jeskai, and then there's a Sultai with Command the Dreadhorde going around right now in Mythic. But I think this is just a another version.
Yeah, this is the one that I found on MTG Goldfish under the meta list thing.
Yeah, like the newer ones do play Oath of Kaya because it's really good, but for right now, this'll do.
I mean, right now I'm beating his ass up.
Yeah, this is like where you're basically a control deck. Like you're controlling him out, but you have.
Yeah, but the Hero of the Precinct one gives me.
Yeah, you have a thing on the board, so like.
Like I had 2 damage, and 3 damage, and 4 damage.
If he doesn't play a second
wait
thing,
next turn and just enter the god down.
If he played a second thing here, then we would get rid of one. But if he's not doing anything else,
like this doesn't seem like something I need to.
Yeah, just.
I'd like to do this. This is one of the only creatures I can enter the God Eternals, by the way.
I was gonna say that too. Like the early game stuff, if you played one of his 6-drops or Carnage Tyrant, good Carnage T.
I haven't just sparked for that.
The Carnage Tyrant's the only thing that's kind of would be bad, but he would have to play it right now.
Yeah.
Well, he's dead if he doesn't play something.
Gotta play something. He needs like the hexproof.
Yeah.
Guy.
The 6-drop Carnage Tyrant 7/6 trample can't be countered. Not that. But that does do it, right? 3,
I mean,
4,
it saves him. Not dead.
Do you want a Teferi Mortify, like +1 Teferi, and then you can bounce if he plays something that doesn't have hexproof next turn and just have the game?
Yeah.
Because that sets up Leaf.
No longer stand by and watch. Trust me, I have a plan.
Look at all these 1/1s. It's like I'm a token deck, but I'm not.
Puts him to 2. Yeah, so if he has to play a border wipe here, if he plays anything, we have so many dudes at this point, we can just go wide.
It's weird. I'm not a token deck, but look at me. Look at me go.
And that's like the good part of that card. It's just like accidental put out dudes.
Just allows you to kind of do your thing and be pressuring at the same time.
And that's the game. Yep, GG. Well, I'm glad I was here for the second half of the play. Are you just going to show him we had even more?
No,
like
just making sure that's not in the way so I can go to my attacks.
He has no cards in hand. You just wanted to kick him while he was down. I see.
For science!
Science!